I graduated college with
La Demon Arts
degree and had been pursuing whips and also pursuing
eating humans.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sam. And yes, that's right, we are back at it again with Demon Slayer. Now yes, I know these last couple of chapters haven't exactly held us in suspense, like a lot of you guys were saying. Actually, you know what, let me just read some of your comments. Like in our last Demon Slayer chapter video, the patriotic Russian seal said, "I also find this fight with Muzan boring. He is not using his blood arts or anything special." I know some people will say it's because of his pride, but at this stage of game, Muzan knows he is in trouble and not in top form. It's boring just seeing the Demon Slayers dodge his strikes then attack. It's just rinse and repeat. Add some flair or up the stakes. Then Sula Universe 909AT also said, "It's just annoying how Muzan has been using the same attacks up till now. He is freaking whiplashing everything around him. Like, come on man, show us something new." It's going to be even more annoying in the anime. Now coming to Twitter, Aldo even made a poll asking you guys what you thought about Muzan. Turns out, not that much. The majority of you chose Muzan is boring. Yes, that's right, boring. Egocentric Philosophy said, "I don't know how they made Muzan. How is all of his upper moons and lower moons have really strong demon blood arts powers, but he is just whipping his spiky blade arms around. Being the head of all demons, he should have demon blood art skills. That is ridiculously OP, but nah, keep whipping." Another good argument from Arselwise is, "I have read longer fights, but this one is just getting tedious for me to read. It's being dragged out too much. Also, the fight itself is pretty uninteresting. All Muzan does is swing his weird tentacles. Previous demons had much more interesting ways to fight." I know many will disagree, but for me, Muzan turned out to be a major disappointment. Total waste of time. It feels like I've been reading the same chapter for weeks now. Yes, Arselwise, I feel the same. Alright guys, on that note, make sure to follow us on all social media platforms to join us on this discussion. So yeah, basically we all pretty much feel the same way, especially when it comes to the last chapter. Let's be honest, it just presented us with more problems than answers. From the pillars getting defeated by Muzan with just one attack, in literally just one panel, to the fact that only when Tanjiro woke up from his quick nap did Muzan find it quite difficult to defeat just this one person who was severely injured while only using a similar 13th form of the Breath of the Sun. But in the last chapter, it began off by having Muzan explain that Tanjiro was like any living creature that gets pushed to their limits. They begin to exhibit extraordinary strength. Maybe that can also be said about Muzan during his fight against the pillars. Even Muzan himself was wondering, why can't he just finish off this weak, tumored humanoid Tanjiro? Then it was revealed, more or less by Tamayo's conscience and memories, that Muzan was not only injected with the poison that makes demons human again, but also an aging potion. Yes, now this is where a lot of us were like, what the heck man? Why would this affect Muzan when my man is immortal? Well then we get a somewhat brief explanation about how the body has been diverting energy to fight aging. Actually, well, I guess this would make sense, seeing how his cells would be consuming a vast amount of energy to counter the effects of the aging process. Normally when Muzan would age, his body wouldn't be affected, but because it's happening at a rapid rate, energy is needed to fight off the effect. And let's not forget that Muzan requires a source of energy like the other demons. Since his fight with the pillars, he hasn't really eaten any humans, apart from the initial demon slayers. However, even when we tried to explain all the plot holes and lack of details, in the end, Muzan is still fundamentally a flawed villain. His character really could have been great if it was much more developed with a thought-out backstory, but sadly this wasn't the case. Throughout the series, even his demon moons have more substance than he does. Even after all the evil they have done, we get a glimpse into their backstories, and most of them end up being pretty tragic, which is one of the main reasons why I really enjoy Demon Slayer, because we can see how each one of them ended up turning to the dark side and becoming a demon in the first place. Muzan doesn't have an appealing story for us to relate to. It seems that Koyoharu Gotege is content with making Muzan evil because he just is, but being evil for the sake of evil is just plain outright boring. This whole final boss arc just feels dead. Dead like Muzan. Now many of us are asking ourselves, can this be fixed? Well, Muzan ain't dead yet, technically speaking. And sure enough, when he becomes close to his demise, we will most likely be getting a flashback. I mean, come on, that's the least they can do, right? But even if they do give us a flashback, the build-up to it makes it seem like there wouldn't be any heart-pulling factor. We tried to suggest that he was led to become this way due to feeling sick all his life, and then he became a demon. But let's not forget, right before his transformation, Muzan took the life of the very doctor who tried to save him. Literally, this guy was evil, and is still evil. Nothing much has changed, although the doctor and the spider lily potion still has yet to be dwelled further into. There's also the question on who is Muzan's family. Like the kid and the woman seen with him, is that just a facade to hide his identity and allow him to blend into society? Or does he have any ounce of emotion left in him? The way Muzan even describes himself as a natural disaster also goes to show how dehumanized he sees himself, though maybe that's just it. Muzan is not an entity we can understand or relate to, which in my opinion makes it difficult for us to like him as a character. Even other pure evil villains like Dio from the JoJo series have a factor of coldness and jazz behind their actions. Whereas Muzan doesn't even do that right. He has literally no personality and isn't likable in any way. The only emotion I have ever truly seen Muzan portray is anger. Muzan is just peanut butter without the jam, dry and salty. And with that, let's get into the chapter review. Oh my goodness, yes, at least we get to start off this chapter with a bit of good news. Our favorite Demon Slayer is back, you guys. Chachimaru! It's alive! It seems like Yushiro turned him into a demon before the fight. Yes, thank you, bro. We all needed our Demon Slayer mascot. Alright, so basically Yushiro and his little gang are now going around and trying to help everyone with the serum they injected Tanjiro with. They bring in our home squad back, you guys. According to Yushiro, Himejima is out of the fight for sure, as his leg is pretty much gone and has a huge amount of blood loss. Although it is pretty confusing since Tanjiro pretty much lost half his face, pretty sure some of his brain cells gone, including his one eye. He went into a coma after all, but let's put that aside. This anime logic and protagonist plot armor. Tanjiro continues his fight with Muzan, dancing his way to slice up all his vital organs. It seems as though being able to connect all 12 forms isn't enough. Obviously, he has to actually land the hits accurately on each of the organs at once. But our homeboy Tanjiro is actually getting tired, lacking oxygen to even enter the transparent world. His eyes just aren't cutting it, so he goes to the next best thing, his over-heightened sense of smell. But no, Tanjiro's not only fighting Muzan, his worst obstacle was a stone. Himejima, what are you doing there? Move out the way, man. But seriously, Tanjiro actually trips over a pebble and loses his footing. I can't make this stuff up, you guys. Koyohara Gotege is really thinking this through. This might just be symbolism. Without the strongest pillar, Himejima, Tanjiro has to face all odds. Or maybe Tanjiro is just so tired that these basic mistakes are becoming viable. But just as Muzan was able to capitalize on Tanjiro's loss of footing, Iguro saves him. Yes, our boy is back. And I know my girl Kanroji is waiting on the sidelines like, yeah, that's my man. Alright, so finally things go back to the concept of teamwork. This last battle isn't going to be just about Tanjiro taking a win on his own, but previously we had mentioned that Nezuko will come to help Tanjiro with her full demon transformation. But now that our OG squad is back, it's possible that Nezuko will play a different role. We have to think about it as well. Why is Nezuko taking so long to get to the battle when she has the speed of a demon? But actually, let's not forget that in the last chapter, that Tamayo was actually experimenting on Nezuko with the serum that would change a demon into a human again, before using it against Muzan. So it could be a possibility that Nezuko is slowly turning back into a human, and maybe this is why she's not able to reach her destination as fast as she could have. But coming back to the chapter, Muzan's just thinking, dang man, why can't I just kill these guys off already?
Fox, I hate you both. I should fucking both. Just right now, I should fucking kill you.
Oh my gosh, now Iguro is blind as well. Can't these guys ever get a break? Oh, never mind. It's fine, he said his right eye was pretty much blind anyways. Don't worry, Tanjiro. Iguro doesn't need your damn help. He's got his snake. Alright, now Muzan is unleashing his inner beast. Dang, he's focusing on Iguro now. Tanjiro's worried, but I said, don't worry, man. I said he's got his snake. Muzan literally can't believe that an actual snake is reading his attack. Well, neither can we, Muzan. Muzan, you should know, though. You're the biggest snake of all. Roasted! Roasted! Muzan believes that's an aging potion that is actually weakening him. But could it also be that he is slowly turning back into a human again? Nah, I'm going with the aging potion. It's just sapping his strength, bruv, or else these guys would be dead. D-E-D, dead. Oh, snap, Tanjiro comes in with that sniff power. He can smell that Muzan is weakening. But all that Tanjiro can do now is just dodge Muzan's attacks as he is dying. Just kidding, he just doesn't have enough oxygen to his new big brain. Come on, man, how do you expect to copy Yorichii's 13th form if you aren't even breathing properly? Well, now it seems like Muzan's body is changing, maybe due to the aging potion. But Muzan is shook, bruv. He's looking at his own body like, what? His old scars caused by OG Demon Slayer Yorichii are reappearing, showing that it didn't really heal properly the first time. Oh my god, Yorichii was so OP that he actually burnt Muzan at a cellular level. So if we learned one thing, it is that it's possible that Muzan can be damaged permanently. He may be immortal, but he isn't invulnerable. Now, ending off this chapter, Tanjiro thinks that he can use these markings to help him target Muzan's weak spots, aka organs. But remember, you guys, we know that Muzan is capable of shifting his organs around in his body. So honestly, what difference would this make? Maybe Tanjiro will have to wait until they align into those positions? I don't know, I guess we'll see. Okay, bye. Okay, on a serious note, I actually think Nezuko might be arriving sometime soon in the next chapter. chapter, because isn't it just about time? This chapter was alright. I give it a 6 out of 10. You know what? Actually, I'll give it one more point for bringing back our best Demon Slayer Tachimaru. That's the best thing they could have done in this whole chapter. The next chapter, I would actually like to see the gang fighting again, including Himejima, unless, you know, he's permanently out of commission or something. But maybe I'm just biased since Himejima is actually my favorite Demon Slayer. There's a little sound fact for you guys. Alright, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I honestly do read them and would like to know what you guys thought about this chapter and what you're expecting in the next to come. And with that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.